China. The land of endless skyscrapers, tech miracles, and enough people to fill every concert stadium in the world about 1,000 times over. Home to 1.4 billion people, China stands as the most, let's say, energetic country on earth. This place is all about speed, whether it's technology, economy, or just the locals' daily march to work at warp speed. In cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen, the innovation is dazzling. The buildings are tall, the lights are bright, and people are working non-stop. But underneath that glossy surface of high-tech wonders and economic might lies a world full of eyebrow-raising quirks and even some dark secrets. First off, let's give props to China's incredible history. With over 3,500 years of civilization, this country has seen more dynasties than a season of Game of Thrones. From the legendary Great Wall, stretching over 13,000 miles, to UNESCO sites galore, China's landmarks make every other country's historical monuments look like dollhouses. And now let's talk about love, or rather parental matchmaking services, courtesy of the Shanghai marriage market. Picture this. Every weekend, anxious parents gather in a park and advertise their kids' dating resumes as if they were selling high end properties. Posters flaunt the specs, age, height, job, income. It's like speed dating but without the actual dates. The kids, they have no idea most of the time. Here, you can find parents heckling over future in laws like they're at a flea market. Does he own an apartment? Is she a doctor? So, what about love? Well, let's say that comes as an optional add on. And as day turns into night, China's other side emerges. It's nightlife filled with unique experiences, not all of which are exactly legal. Despite strict bans, some less than legal nightlife still thrives, where people risk heavy penalties for entertainment. But beware, get caught, and you might face some serious consequences, from university expulsion to a one way ticket back home. Speaking of risk, let's dive into some culinary adventures. China has a legendary reputation for pushing the boundaries of edible or questionably edible. Fried scorpions, anyone? Crunchy on the outside, squishy on the inside. How about century eggs? A delightful egg preserved for weeks until it's a nice greenish black. And if you thought fake handbags were the biggest counterfeit problem, think again. From fake beef, that's actually pork with a chemical makeover, to plastic rice, dining out in China might come with a surprising twist. Now, for a dose of reality, in China's megacity Chongqing, you'll find some contrasting worlds. There are slums where people scrape by on daily wages of a few dollars, living in cramped spaces where the rent's cheap, but life isn't easy. Yet, many residents of these communities manage to send money back to their families, hoping to gradually rise above the hardships. It's gritty, it's tough, but it's also a testament to their resilience. Then there are the ghost cities. Yes, entire cities, complete with towers, malls, and stadiums that are practically empty. It's like an eerie post apocalyptic movie, but instead of zombies, all you'll find is more empty apartments. Think of it as China's version of an investment opportunity where buildings wait patiently for someone, anyone, to move in. And here's a jaw dropper, the infamous 996 work culture. If you thought working 9 to 5 was exhausting, try 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. And if you're wondering, how do people even survive that? The answer is, well, some don't. With extreme burnout and health crises, the 996 schedule has turned corporate success into a high stakes endurance sport. The government has started to push back, but let's just say it's a slow uphill battle. And we can't talk about modern China without mentioning the social credit system, which is kind of like a giant scoreboard for every citizen. You get points for things like paying bills on time and lose points for jaywalking or not sorting your recycling. It's a little like The Sims, but real life consequences. Good score? You might get perks like travel privileges. Bad score? Hope you enjoy long train rides. China is truly a land of extremes. It's a country constantly on the move, sometimes forward, sometimes sideways, but always fascinating. From the quirky to the downright shocking, this nation proves that reality is often stranger and way more interesting than fiction. So next time you see that Made in China label, just remember, behind it is a world more complex and colorful than you could ever imagine.